Most people today measure existence by visibility. If you don't post it, did it even happen? That's the silent rule of social media. So when someone chooses not to post, not to share, not to update the world about their every move, people assume something. They assume you're antisocial, private, boring, disconnected. But psychology tells a different story. Because in many cases, the people who never post online aren't disconnected from life. They're deeply connected to themselves. Here are 5 psychological traits often found in people who rarely or never post on social media. First, they have a low need for external validation. Research in psychology shows that people vary in how much they rely on external approval to regulate their self-worth. Some people feel a subtle emotional boost when they receive likes, comments, and attention. Their nervous system becomes conditioned to that feedback loop. But others don't depend on it. If you don't feel the urge to post every achievement, every meal, every moment, it often means your sense of value isn't built on being seen. You don't need digital applause to confirm your existence. You can enjoy something without announcing it. That's quiet confidence. It's not that you think you're better, it's that you don't need constant reassurance. Second, they are highly self-contained. Some personalities experience life internally before externally. Instead of thinking, how will this look? They think, how does this feel? Research on introversion and self-reflection suggests that people who spend more time processing internally often prefer depth over display. When you achieve something, you sit with it, you reflect on it, you absorb it privately. You don't feel the need to package it. That doesn't mean you don't care. It means your inner world is more important than the audience. Third, they are observant rather than performative. Social media often rewards performance, curated angles, polished captions, strategic vulnerability. But some people naturally lean towards observation. You scroll, but you don't broadcast. You watch patterns. You notice who overshares when they're insecure, who posts excessively during emotional highs or lows, who seeks validation in subtle ways. Research on social perception suggests that people who participate less in performative behavior often develop stronger awareness of social dynamics. You see the patterns because you're not busy creating them. Silence gives you perspective, and perspective gives you power. Fourth, they value privacy as emotional protection. Psychology shows that not everyone experiences openness as freedom. For some, sharing too much feels like exposure. If you rarely post, it may not be fear, it may be boundaries. You understand that once something is online, it's no longer fully yours. Your experiences become content, your emotions become consumable. So you keep certain parts sacred, not because you're hiding, but because you're protecting your peace. And in a world of oversharing, restraint becomes strength. Fifth, they prioritize real connection over digital attention. Many people who don't post much invest more deeply in offline relationships. Instead of documenting moments, they live them. Instead of curating perception, they cultivate intimacy. Research indicates that strong well-being is more closely linked to meaningful interaction than to broad social exposure. You may not have a loud online presence, but when you sit across from someone you trust, you're fully there. No filters, no performance, just presence. And here's something deeper. Choosing not to post in a world obsessed with posting requires subtle confidence. It means you're comfortable not being constantly seen. You're okay with mystery. You're okay with people not knowing everything about you. That level of comfort usually comes from one thing: security. Not loud security, not arrogant security, quiet security. Now, this doesn't mean everyone who posts a lot is insecure, and it doesn't mean everyone who stays silent is emotionally evolved. But if you've always felt slightly out of place in the post-everything culture, if you've wondered why you don't feel the same urge to broadcast your life, there may not be anything wrong with you. You might simply be wired differently. You might value depth over display, substance over spectacle, presence over performance. And that is not weakness, it's intentional. So if you rarely post, if your account is quiet, if your life feels more private than public, don't mistake that for invisibility. Sometimes the most grounded people are the least visible online, and sometimes the strongest personalities don't feel the need to prove anything. If this resonated with you, stay here. Subscribe for more psychological insights that help you understand your personality instead of questioning it, because the traits you thought made you different might be the ones that make you rare.